we position our product in a very special market segment with a special purpose. Because we don't want to jump into other competitors' area, so that will make they will do everything to kill us. So actually, we find a perfect market segment to implement EV. So we're now targeting the fleet operators, and also the logistic operators to do that. Okay. Yes?
I'd like just to ask two major things in relation to the battery that's being used. Because at the moment, we find it very, very expensive. So have you considered developing a battery that would cost less as what we have in the market right now?
No, it is not our expertise to do the battery. But I can share with you that for the common market, actually the original lead-acid battery is good enough. And it is very, very safe because humankind used that kind of battery for 100 years, but it never burned, right? So actually for our vehicles, we use the traditional lead-acid battery. It's cheaper and safer, and it is good enough for the public transportation. And for the specific project, like ADE project, they want to have a new technology, so we can use the lithium-ion battery. And the battery is improving very, very quick. So maybe within 3 or 5 years, there will be a much cheaper and safer iron battery.
Just to give you an idea, 2 years ago, about 2 or 3 years ago, the price of a lithium-ion battery, I think was about 900 per kilowatt hour, $900 or something. So now it has gone down significantly. So I think it has gone down about half. No, and with the more users that will use this technology, the lithium-ion technology, of course they will be able to pay for their factories and everything. They won't have those capital expenditures already. It will be recouped already. So the prices will go down. And with more users now, especially in China. In China, they're using a lot of these lead-acid batteries. In Europe, they're also, lithium-ion batteries, even in Europe. We're expecting that it will go down further. But right now, in the industry, both are available. So you can use lead-acid, the traditional lead-acid, and you can use lithium-ion. If you walk around in this summit, you will meet suppliers of all of these, and they will tell you that prices are going down, technology is becoming better, and I think now is the right time already to go into electric vehicles.
Now, as a follow-up, have you also considered in terms of environmental protection the disposal of an old battery?
The battery disposal.
Okay. Because that's again, it's like the cell phone. It's become very prominent here in our country. There's a bit of problem with regards to the battery.
Well, for the lead, like our partner for the local lead-acid batteries is Motolife. They have battery recycling, already a program in place, wherein if you give your old battery to them, they actually pay for it. And then you can, or if you buy a new one and you give them your old one, there's a trade-in cost. You know. So of course, right now there are not a lot of lithium-ion batteries yet, but we will encourage, as an association, speaking for the association, we will encourage the battery manufacturers and suppliers to have this disposal program and recycling program. So we will put it part of our agenda in the Electric Vehicle Association.
It's because that we're solving the problem of pollution, but we're looking forward to another problem.
Another pollution.
Another.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask about the future, because you're developing a whole new landscape of business wherein you'll consider training the drivers with a difference in training, and at the same time providing parts. So I suppose it will be available and not strictly from one group only.
Yes.
So it's competitive.
Yeah. Right now we are actually encouraging competition. No, because Jay and I were just talking. Maybe you should share what you were saying to me last night.
Okay, so in theory, in the marketing theory, okay, the market will not be mature if there's no competitor in the market. So once there's a lot of competitors with different offerings, then people can start to compete with each other and make the standard price. Then that is when the market goes mature and it will go high like this. So that is right now in Manila. You can see a lot of competitors there with different vehicles, different price, and the buyer, the operator can have a choice. So that is when people start to implement. So we're very excited about this year.
Maybe you would consider also the licensing. So perhaps the new drivers now will maybe retrain to drive better also.
There's not much difference. There's not much difference in terms of driving. It's actually easier because the vehicles that we're introducing, it's just forward and reverse. You know, so you don't need gears that much. The speed is not so fast. No, right now we are just programming it at about 65 kilometers per hour maximum, because you don't really need to go fast in traffic, no, in the Metro Manila traffic. But of course, we are already implementing trainings for the driver, mostly on battery management, how to maintain your battery, how to check the connections, because that's always the problem with electric vehicles. If the connections are weak, you might have shorts and those things. No? So as you were saying, as you were mentioning about the industry, we with the Electric Vehicle Association of the Philippines, we're excited that we're looking at if this pushes through and the demand is there, you know. And we replace all these tricycles and these jeepneys. We're looking at about 100,000 jobs to be generated in terms of the battery manufacturers and suppliers, the motor manufacturers and suppliers, the assemblers, and then the parts makers for all these vehicles. So especially if our dream comes true, and then the Philippines becomes the hub of electric vehicle manufacturing in Asia, then finally we have found our niche. You know, of course, in the automotive industry, the Philippines has always been kind of lagging behind its neighbors. But finally, we might have finally found the niche where we can be competitive and
perfect
strong.
application.
Yeah, the perfect application for.
It's an ongoing development. So what are some future enhancements that you're looking into? Maybe some weakness? Would it stop on the road? Possibility?
Okay.
Future tech.
Okay, so when we talk about the battery, we are worried about the battery life. We're worried about if the EV goes in the middle of the road and the battery dies, right? So the way we are solving this is we use the fleet system. So actually, the system monitor the battery data and pass it back to the headquarters with a dispatch center. So actually, people can monitor which car is going to die, and he can set another car to replace. Or we can force the motor to go into the energy saving mode to make sure it goes back to the end station. So that is how we are going to manage the fleet.
If you go outside, you will see the fleet management system that TECO has installed in the electric jeepney, the e-jeepney. And it has a GPS tracking system, actually, and it tells you where it is. You know, it even talks. There's a moving message that says, "Nandito na po tayo sa Cubao Anonas Station." You know, and because of the GPS, it's intelligent. The jeepney knows where it is, and it's not only one way, because the management center, you know, in the office can track down where all the vehicles are. So especially if there are operators, you know, operator groups, mamamonitor na nila lahat ng vehicles nila. And actually, if a driver runs away with the vehicle, they can actually stop the engine remotely. You know? It just has an SMS card, and it monitors the battery life, how the battery is. Actually, it can even record how many times you press on the accelerator pedal and how many times you press on the brake. It's really that high tech now. So, and they even introduce a tap and pay system where you just have the smart card that you tap and pay, and this can be integrated with the other modes of with the other payment systems like they use in MRT and like they use Like in other countries, diba, you just need one card for taxi, for bus, for jeep, they don't have jeep, for the MRT. So here in the Philippines,